Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers are in second place in the Western Conference with a record of 39-21, and fans are excited and confident about going to the NBA Finals. A young player has been highlighted in some Lakers games and is emerging as a candidate for the best Rookie of the Year. Dalton Netsch is taking advantage of his chances and showing that he should not have been traded, but the deal went wrong and he returned to the Lakers. One NBA insider is reporting that the Los Angeles Lakers could release 2 specific veterans to open roster spots before the playoffs begin. The Los Angeles Lakers are heating up as the NBA playoffs lurk around the corner. J.J. Redick's squad went from being a postseason bubble team to a legitimate championship threat as the Lakers entered Tuesday with a 38-21 record, good for second place in the Western Conference. As great as the Lakers look, their playoff roster is far from finalized. There's still time for general manager Rob Pelinka to sign a free agent or even convert a 2-way contract into a standard deal. Having said that, the roster is currently full, meaning Los Angeles must waive a player if another is to join the roster. When it comes to potential releases, one NBA analyst has listed 2 Lakers veterans who are most likely to be shown the door. Lakers could waive Cam Reddish, Alex Len to open roster spots. On Tuesday, Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus wrote about the possibility of the Lakers promoting 2-way contributors Jordan Goodwin and Trey Jemison III to standard NBA contracts. Assuming that Pelinka does end up promoting either player, Pincus lists Cam Reddish and Alex Len as the likeliest buyout candidates. The team already has the maximum of 15 players, but it showed its hand on Cam Reddish, who was part of the rescinded Mark Williams trade, Pincus wrote. He would still earn his salary but would likely be waived for one of the 2 potential 2-way conversions. Meanwhile, the Lakers could cut Len because he's played 35 minutes but doesn't seem to fit as well as Jemison. Lakers fans certainly wouldn't be shocked if Reddish and/or Len were released before the playoffs. As Pincus mentioned, Los Angeles already tried trading Reddish during last month's failed deal with the Charlotte Hornets. The former 2019 10th overall selection has left much to be desired throughout the 2024-25 campaign, averaging only 3.3 points on .430/.289/.615 splits while averaging just over 18 minutes across 31 appearances. With Reddish's contract set to expire this offseason, the Lakers might be interested in cutting ties sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, a potential divorce with Len would mark a quick end to his Lakers tenure. Expectations were low when Los Angeles signed the 7-footer on February 11. However, no one could have imagined Len would be awful to the point where he's putting up an abysmal 1.3 points and 3.0 rebounds while shooting 40% from the floor in his first 3 appearances. It isn't hard to see why the Lakers would want to take Len's roster spot and give it to Jemison, who's shown some promise after signing with the franchise in January. Although it's a small sample size, the 25-year-old center is averaging 4.0 points and 2.6 rebounds with a 68.4 FG% in his last 7 outings, proving that he deserves expanded responsibilities. Players on 2-way contracts aren't eligible to play in the NBA postseason, meaning the Lakers must act quickly if they want to promote either Jemison or Goodwin. Getting rid of either Reddish or Len would be addition by subtraction, especially with Redick needing only the most reliable players for the playoffs. Lakers could add former Bucks champion as summer free agent signing to bolster frontcourt. The Los Angeles Lakers have been one of the hottest teams in the NBA since the trade deadline, and they look as though they are going to be a championship contender once again. Los Angeles has won 6 consecutive games and 8 of their last 10 contests. They have jumped all the way up to second in the Western Conference standings with a 38-21 record and look like a major threat to win another title this season. Of course, the trade deadline addition of Luka Doncic has made the Lakers into a better team, especially with him and LeBron James playing at a high level. Despite this, the Lakers may still be a few moves away from being a title contender thanks to the top of the West being stacked with good teams. One area the Lakers will need to upgrade in the offseason is their frontcourt. Of course, the Lakers had agreed to a trade with the Charlotte Hornets to acquire Mark Williams, but the trade was rescinded after he failed his physical. That left Jackson Hayes as the Lakers' only center, but they could be active through free agency in the summer to upgrade their frontcourt depth. One player the Lakers could look to sign in free agency is former Milwaukee Bucks champion Brook Lopez. Lopez will be an unrestricted free agent, and it is likely that the Bucks will move on from him in the offseason. Of course, Lopez is nearing the end of his career, but he would still be a great fit in Los Angeles, especially if they are able to sign him for cheap. This season, the 36-year-old center is averaging 12.7 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 2.0 blocks per game while shooting 48.1% from the field and 36.4% from three. Lopez is still a great rim protector and can provide the Lakers a solid amount of offense, especially with teams worried about stopping Doncic and James. While Lopez would be a great addition for the Lakers, especially defensively, it all depends on how much money he wants and if Los Angeles can reach that number. Lakers could acquire NBA champion forward via buyout to assist Luka Doncic. The Los Angeles Lakers have time to make a beneficial move on the buyout market to help Luka Doncic. Although a former Milwaukee Bucks forward and NBA champion isn't the same asset he used to be, he could still assist the Lake Show in his late 30s. One recent transaction from the Toronto Raptors could be what Los Angeles has been waiting for, Sports Illustrated's Matt Levine wrote last Friday. The Raptors recently released veteran forward P.J. Tucker, and the Lakers could look into him on the buyout market. Tucker has not played this season and was traded from the Los Angeles Clippers prior to the NBA trade deadline. While Tucker wouldn't completely solve the Lakers center issue, he has played center in the past. The veteran isn't the same player that he once was, but he could offer this group some decent minutes of rebounding and defense. The Lakers could throw Tucker into the fold for a few minutes at a time, giving other players needed rest down the stretch of the regular season. While he is undersized, Tucker has always played bigger than he really is. It may be difficult to believe, but Tucker was a serviceable two-way forward earlier in his career. Tucker, who won an NBA title with the Bucks in 2021, has remained in the league for over 15 years by regularly drilling corner triples and neutralizing gifted offensive-minded contributors. Unfortunately, Tucker's productivity and impact on the hardwood have deteriorated with age, causing the Texas product to become a journeyman lately. With the Lakers, Tucker could hold his own defensively and bring toughness to a team that desperately wants to succeed in the playoffs. The former second-round pick is worth a look this season. Jeanie Buss takes a subtle jab at Anthony Davis. He was complaining and wasn't happy. Jeanie Buss has never been one to speak too openly about the Los Angeles Lakers' internal decisions, but in her latest interview with Texas Public Radio's Alejandra Martinez, she made a rare, subtle jab at Anthony Davis, confirming what many had suspected: he was not happy in Los Angeles. "You know, I learned from my dad, and I point to when the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol, people hadn't heard about it. Greg Popovich in San Antonio and Mark Cuban in Dallas threw a fit that we ended up with Pau. They never got a chance to bid on him or probably talk Memphis out of trading him to us. You realize in our business that a lot of the rumors are planted by people in the industry who are trying to curry favor with the media. There's kind of this write good things about me as general manager and I'll feed you my inside information. Then we both win. In this particular case, I felt that if anybody heard about the trade through a rumor that there would be many parties trying to undermine it. When Pau Gasol came from Memphis to LA, we won 2 championships because of it. And then there was the famous Chris Paul trade that was vetoed by the commissioner, that people feel somehow the Lakers have an unfair advantage. But that is not true. We gave up a lot to get Luka Doncic. We're happy we have him. We have lost the last 3 years in a row to the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs, And we really didn't have anything that was going to look different going into the playoffs again. Anthony Davis was complaining about where he was being played and he wasn't happy. So I think this was a positive for both teams. They got what they were looking for, we got what we were looking for. And I didn't realize it was going to be international news like it was, but that's the power of the Laker brand and its ability to draw big names who want to write their own chapter in Lakers history. Discussing the blockbuster Luka Doncic trade, which sent Davis to the Dallas Mavericks, Buss explained how secrecy played a crucial role in ensuring the deal went through without outside interference. She compared the situation to the Pau Gasol trade in 2008, which blindsided the rest of the NBA and immediately turned the Lakers into title contenders. She continued, addressing why the Luka trade was kept under wraps, making it clear that leaking trade negotiations can be dangerous. But then, Buss made a statement that caught everyone's attention. She directly addressed Anthony Davis's unhappiness, essentially confirming that his complaints played a role in the trade. While Buss' comments were subtle, they made it clear that the Lakers viewed Davis's dissatisfaction as a problem and that trading him was not just about acquiring Luka Doncic, but also about moving on from a player who no longer fit with their vision. This aligns with the ongoing reports that Davis was unhappy about playing center full-time. Throughout his Lakers tenure, he has made it clear that he prefers to play power forward, the 4, rather than take on the physical burden of being a full-time center. As the season progressed, his frustration grew, and just days before the trade, he doubled down on his request, emphasizing that he needed the Lakers to get him a true center so he could move back to his natural position. Instead of making roster adjustments to accommodate Davis, the Lakers pivoted and made one of the biggest trades in NBA history. Since the move, they have been red-hot, surging to a 38-21 record and taking the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Since January 15, they have been the best team in the NBA, going 18-4. While it remains to be seen how Davis fares in Dallas, one thing is now clear: the Lakers were ready to move on from him, and Jeanie Buss just confirmed it.